Yes, guys. So, Merry Christmas. I'm back in the office. So, been doing a few bits and bobs behind the scenes, but made sure that I spent the Christmas with my son and my wife as I wanted to, and it's been amazing. Really, it's been a very unique Christmas in terms of enjoyment. I think that Jax has brought to us, which has been a beautiful thing. So I've really been able to embrace and enjoy Christmas, potentially not like we've done for a long time as well. So it shows the magic of Christmas for kids. Um, but again, it just shows the love for someone else can bring that kind of happiness within you, if that makes sense. It's a weird emotion and one that I'm delving into and embracing as I go. But I wanted to do the video today, guys, to talk about the BeOne core course that we've brought together. And this is specifically going into the members group. So I just kind of wanted to give you guys a little bit more understanding around it and how to kind of start to assess it and utilize it for yourselves. A lot of the stuff, guys, we have potentially covered in different areas or different ways over the last year. But this is really kind of pulling everything together that I feel is powerful enough to help someone truly transform, either in terms of who they want to be or a specific goal and a specific outcome that they want to achieve. And that's why I'm so passionate about it, because these are quite integral tasks that I've done on myself and continue to do on myself that I know have power. And it always comes behind the meaning, the true meaning of something. And that's why the course means a lot to me, because it's got true meaning to myself in the fact that all of these things have actually helped me completely transform my life and achieve higher and better things. It's not just the transformation that I'm proud of in my life. It's the fact that when I start to transform and be more positive and happy, I was still able to push on and achieve more things in my life. And that brought out a real drive in me, a real ambitious side of Ben, which I never used to have. So that's why I'm so proud and excited about this course. And I know that Liam is too. We've put a lot of work in the background. Obviously, we had our own hiccups. Liam had some personal issues that was going on. I got struck with COVID and was obviously trying to juggle a few other different things. But we got there, and we're proud of kind of what we've created. So, guys, I just want to touch on a few things from a member point of view. So obviously you get access to this course complete for free, and you'll get more support than anyone who buys this and doesn't come into the group. And I think where I wanted to go, Liam is mentioned this word to me when we were talking about and creating the course. And I was talking about the fact that as they move through modules, they might actually think, actually, my answer it might have changed a little bit. And then they go and reassess even the goal. You might get halfway through, and just because of the power of this course, go back and think, you know what, do I truly want this goal? Is this exactly what I want? I think I want it in a different area. I think this course has helped me understand, actually, I don't truly want this for me. I might be doing it for someone else. I might be doing it for the wrong reasons. And it really helps you retract and assess and think like, is this right? So you might even go back, reevaluate and readdress your goal. Or you might still specifically know it, but as you move through the course, start to reveal answers and a depth of knowledge about yourself and about how you see things that transitions and changes other aspects throughout the course. So Liam said it's a living document, Ben, and that's how we described it. It is a living document, which basically I was blown away by that, because I've not heard it described as that, but it's exactly that. It just means the whole document is living the whole time through. So if you need to go back to module 1 or module 2 or module 3 and change the answer, that's what you need to do. And until you've achieved the goal, keep continuing to do that week by week. There might be transitions of answers. There might be an evolution of yourself and your self-image and your identity. Even when you start to dig into your self-image in a way of like looking for the negative ways you talk and see yourself, first there might be a bit of a barrier. You might say, yeah, I do look at myself in a negative light. Well, how? And then you're struggling to think, like, what do I say to myself? You just can't pinpoint it. And again, it's the mind trying to hide it for you. It doesn't want to be honest with yourself. But as you continue through life and you're week to week, things will pop up more. Fuck yeah, that's what I keep saying to myself when I'm about to do it. This way comes into bed, or when I wake up in the morning, I forgot, now I'm back to work and back in the routine. These are the things that pop into my head. So your self-image, when you actually let your life play out, becomes very much more known. And that's why assessing and reflecting is so key. And that's why the review your day is something that we've done previously in the BeOne Mindset community group. But I'd be really interested to know how many people have continued to review the day. It takes 5 to 10 minutes. And in a way, we've done it so you can just sit down, close your eyes. and replay it. But it's such a powerful tool. But yet again, so many people are caught up either in scrolling social, watching TV till late, or just getting caught running about. They get in bed in the fucking night like, now I can relax. Oh wait, 1 minute, I'm going to sleep now before I wake up and go out my day again. And he's like, guys, man, let's slow down. I have days like that. But if I'm continually getting into bed absolutely exhausted, not even realizing what's gone on in the last 8 hours, and the lay in bed is that moment of fuck me, is my day ended? Like if that was happening every day, there needs to be some prioritizing and some organization set into place. And that's, again, some of the key modules within this course are set around prioritizing, understanding priorities and what they mean to you, and then understanding how to dissect, organize actions on your day, and also to embody the process. So it's a part of a journey and a part of the person you want to become. This is why the BeOne core course is so important, because we're not just looking for that external goal, we're looking for the transition of person, of who you need to be, of who you want to be. And that brings about emotions and thought processes that we really want to embed. And that's not an easy process. You understand that? Do you know what I mean? It's easy to say, yeah, I'm going to think better, I'm going to feel better. But it comes down to action in that and repetitively doing it and understanding it and be aware and understanding your triggers and understanding what you can bring in. Like, this is quite a big process and what intimidates a hell of a lot of people. In fact, if I'm honest with you, that is generally the cutoff point for a lot of people. Too much fucking hard work, that one. Fuck me. I'd rather ignore my emotions. I'd rather ignore my thoughts, even though they're going to happen. I'm going to ignore it to myself. But then that's when you get the triggers of emotional eating. You might be drinking a little bit too much. You might be procrastinating. You might be sat in front of the TV. Basically, you're not taking action to become the person you want to be. So then you're sat within those thoughts and emotions that you are hiding from, that you're pushing away, you're ignoring. Do you know what I mean? It's an amazing thing how many people kind of are blindsided to the fact that you kind of deny to yourself what you're doing. But your subconscious mind is so clever, it knows what you're doing all of the time. And this is where being honest with yourself, not with me, not with anyone else, being honest with yourself is the biggest key to change, man. Like, can you truly say to yourself, this is what I want? Can you truly say to yourself, first step, this is who I am now? Be honest with yourself, who you are and why you want that change, what you unhappy with. These are massive steps, guys. So again, why we're so passionate about the course. So just to touch upon the course, guys. So again, we are going to do Zooms with this one, where I'm going to come in with Liam and we're going to coach you through different parts. So even if you're ahead of the week that we go into, you can get more perspective on it. And this is why the living document thing's amazing, because you might say, well, actually, I'm well ahead of that module that you're going to talk about tonight, but I'm going to listen to it because it's going to help me gain a new understanding, a new perspective. Ben and Liam are potentially going to give some examples that could really help me understand it more. And that helps this living document evolve with life. And that's the beauty of anything, evolution. You want to evolve as a person, but you want to evolve with the values, the beliefs, the knowledge that you want to have. And that's the key that you want to have. So again, if you are moving through this course quite quickly, and some of the live Zooms that we do are pulling back, look at that as a positive thing. Look at that as a positive thing. Now, the whole process of the course, guys, is it's not about getting from the start to the end. Okay, because with a living document, I'm going to keep bringing that word in. But again, this is going to, as long as you are embedding the whole process of the course and you are looking at it, this is just a continuation. I'm going to continue to do this until I've achieved a goal. I'm going to continue to review, not just to review your day section, but I'm going to continue to review the whole course process. So again, I'm going to go back over my goal every week and just look at the answers that I put down to that module, because that's reaffirming, it's re-triggering, it's refocusing me. And then I'm going to move into it. So you can actually create your own structure with this. There's no right or wrong. We create the PDF cards, and it's why the reason we've done that is because very easy to keep it in your mind. Yeah, this is what I think my goal is, and this is what I think I need to action. And yeah, this is what I think is my negative triggers, or where my self-limiting thoughts have come from, or my lack of belief. But I know I need to transition that, and this is how I'm going. Very good being up in the mind. But unfortunately, where that is all just clouded up, as soon as stress and overwhelm or something comes into play, it either gets pushed to the back or it creates more overwhelm. And that then creates a resistance or a negativity around thinking about your goal. So we want to get it out of the mind as quick as possible. We want to get down onto paper. So this is the process that I recommend, getting out of the mind into paper. So using your journal to brainstorm it all down. And then from there, edit it into the PDF. So the PDF transition is you taking everything you got out of your mind, the brainstorm, and transitioning the key parts into the PDF. But when you come to reassess that, you go back over and then kind of refine that, kind of fine tune it. So your PDFs even start to change. So duplicate them. and then look back in 3 weeks and think, fuck me, that was the first one on this section that I did. And look at the difference now, man. Look, it's tangible. You can see the transition in answers. You are physically writing down to start with, brainstorming, and then transferring from that paper to the PDF. And this is powerful, guys. This is you taking action, and you are more likely. Examples again. You get a book for Christmas, you read it, fucking really resonates. In fact, you might fold a page, or you might underline a sentence. But in a month's time, what has that sentence done for you? That you found so powerful in the moment that you folded the page, that you fucking lined it, but in a month's time, you've forgotten about or you've not actioned. Okay, so that's the difference with the BeOne course. Is again, it comes down to yourself to take this though. When you go through and you hear me speaking, can you brainstorm at the same time? Can you keep writing? Have a journal there, just note as I'm talking. Then go back and read through the PDF document and make more notes, create the answers. You can either just jot down as I'm going, and then when it comes to key parts, task, pause the video, brainstorm. So the first part's transitioning the mind to paper. And remember, the mind might be coming out with negative things. It might be coming out with positive things. It doesn't matter. You get both of those out and you get it down on the paper, because then you can evaluate it. And that's the key. When it's in your head, you can't evaluate. Again, it causes overwhelm. It's confliction. You are having a conflict in your mind. Okay. And you are letting that conflict happen instead of overriding it. Now, the way to override it is to understand your values, is to understand your specific focus and understand who you are. And when you can do that, you can understand, right, 1 minute, no, guys, you can argue all you want, but this is what's happening. Yeah, this is who I am. This is my goal. This is my focus. This is the decision we're going to fucking make in this situation. You take control of your mind. But when you can't do that, you've got this confliction happening. That can cause overwhelm. That can cause catastrophizing everything. Self-sabotage can come into play. Procrastination can come into play. Like, these are just fucking words, but when you really relate them, they're so powerful and so true, because most people sit within that. So we get it down, bad or good, we write it down, because then you can look at the page and you can think, fuck me, so wow, was I just thinking that? Wow, that's the proper limiting. That thought keeps coming up, but it's really limiting, and it's resonating that's always happening. Where's that come from? And then we can even take a step back. And I'm not one for reliving the past over and over and over again. But there is an element of, okay, so let's just understand where this came from. Was it something a parent said to you? Was it something a teacher said to you? Was it something a social group said to you? Or an experience that happened, just happened, and it created a limiting belief of fucking fear or anger or whatever that may be. So it's important to understand how this memory formed, how this belief formed, how this self-negative talk understood how to speak to you. And it was from a protective mechanism within your brain. That's what it is. Your brain is always trying to protect you, whether it's trying to make you fight, or it's make you fly, or it's make you enjoy life. It's always there to protect you in the best way possible. So whatever it's taken from your past, it's taken and embodied because it thinks it's the best for you. But we are smart as humans to understand that actually it's trying to keep me safe, but I'm not in danger. So I need to take a step back and realize we're in 2022 now. Well, about to go into 2022. We're an evolved species. We can actually logically assess better and understand if the choices I'm making are rational and are in line with who we want to be. And this sounds deep, guys, but this is how deep the BeOne course is. The BeOne course is not just about setting a fucking goal and then going and taking action. Because if it was that simple, everyone would be fucking achieving goals. Everyone would know what they wanted to do and they'd be going out fucking getting it. But most people don't. They can start, yeah, this is the goal. They might even fucking write it down. They might take a few steps, but then it breaks down from there. Liam sent that statistic across the amount of people that set goals and fucking fail. And creating meaning and understanding, the biggest hurdle is the fucking mind. The biggest hurdle for any achievement is the mind. And the mind is going to come in with limiting negative thoughts all of the time. It still happens to myself, and I'm a mindset coach. What is the difference? I understand that. So I can take a step back and assess, where is this thought just triggered from? And it might be something that's happened in my past and someone's just said something and it's triggered that memory back up, which creates a feeling of anger. An emotion of anger, which generally could lead to. So I'm just very logical in how I approach things now. And also, if it's someone's belief, like, man, that's their belief. They've been through a whole different journey than me in life. Let's take a step back. Don't let that frustrate you. They've got their own reasons for having that belief. Does it affect me? No. Can I still hold my own beliefs? Yeah. So that's all that matters. But to know your beliefs is so important. And that's why, again, journaling down is key, because you start to understand all of your limiting beliefs that are holding you back. And then there's another element that I can coach you on, which is how to break down limiting beliefs and how to build up empowering beliefs, which is more so in this course, actually creating meaning behind actions and meaning behind the goal. And the positive self-talk is a way of reinforcing beliefs, basically, which is why I've utilized the most empowering things for this course. I know with action will create transformation and success. So guys, move through the course at your own pace. You might want to jump in this and just go guns ho, but majority of these modules will need to be done day to day and week to week anyway. But embrace it and embody it. This is the key to real lasting change. A lot of people aren't prepared to put the time into themselves. You're prepared to put the time into a lot of other shit, but not into actual self-development. And again, that's where I broke mindset and self-development up. Working on this course, I would say, is more self-development. Okay. The mindset element just comes into your goal, the focus. It's then where you are directing your thoughts, okay, and your attitude towards then taking action. But the self-development side is looking deep into yourself and understanding the barriers, the limitations that have stopped you before. And even if you are someone who is in the line of, I'm already successful, but I'm trying to take that next step, well, that's when I'm breaking down, well, why are you not at that next step already? So there's some limiting thoughts that have stopped you from taking that next step. What are those? And then we delve into them, and then we look at the actions that needed to be taken for them to implement to get to that stage. So this course can be used for a range of people. It doesn't matter. It's so powerful. It's why self-development mindset is the key to complete transition in life. But again, a living document. There will be no endpoint for this. The endpoint, yeah, you may think, well, I'll finish the course, that's the endpoint. It's not, man, because you can go back. I can guarantee if you got to the end of that course and went back through, you create different answers because you're already evolving into a different person, a better person, the person you want to be. It's evolving, it's evolving, it's evolving. Every time you go back through this course, there should be new elements of understanding, of perspective, and of change. And that's the beauty of it, guys. And as I talk about also, you can then start to move through this course. And when you start to understand the flow and the strategy behind it, think, well, actually, there's another area that I push into. Okay. So the first question in, do your goals align? Which is one of the actual questions within the goal section. If you've got multiple goals, which myself would do they all align? If there's any that conflict with each other, you've got to make a choice of, do they conflict that much? I need to take one away. Well, I really zone in and focus on achieving this one, which I've had to do. But then also the other one is, can I make them align? And I think you can make them align just until one requires so much focus and energy that you may just need to pull back and say, right, okay, so for this next 4 weeks, this is where I'm really zoning into this specific goal. Because I think any others, they don't necessarily negatively conflict, but they do in so much as they'll take my time away, or they can just cause a little bit of overwhelm that I don't need right now. I just want to focus and zone in. So again, that's just an understanding of self, an understanding of what your priorities are. And that's why that priorities list is always so important. There's going to be times you need to prioritize certain aspects, times you need to prioritize others. And again, that's understanding yourself. The more you can understand yourself and how your life unfolds, the more in control of it you will be, especially when you start to implement everything, which is what this course is showing you how to do. You are creating everything and then putting it into place, ready to implement both thoughts, both emotionally and physically. And that's the power of this. You are creating the whole thing. There's questions there to help you, but you're creating the answers. And the answers are all geared behind the reason you took the course. So we've talked about the perspective task. If you come into this bit unsure on your goal, the perspective task, again, is the key one for myself to do. I'd always do that. I'd do that every few months if I was yourselves, just to assess how have I come on in these different areas. And once you've done the 5 years ago to present, when you reassess it, you can just assess it in terms of, am I on track to get into the rating that I've given for my 5-year future? And if it's not, just understand why. That reflection can be a beautiful thing. And again, I mentioned it a few minutes ago, guys, but just taking the time to sit down, even with a brew, with a little bit of soft music on in the background, and just assess, man, in a good way, and make notes, and just take it out of the mind and write down, yeah, I've come really far in this area, or that's taken a bit of a backdrop. Is there a reason for that? And then just take your time and just think about it. This is exactly what you would do if you were speaking to a coach. That they would be asking these questions. So ask yourself these questions. Be your own mental coach. That's a beautiful thing. Again, so many people are scared of talking to themselves in their mind. It's like, how are we? We talk to ourselves in our mind every single fucking day. And when it's done in a negative manner, you assume that's normal. But as soon as you do it in a way of actually talking to yourself to help resolve an issue or understand it with a better perspective, suddenly it's fucking like, well, should you be talking to yourself? Of course you should, man. So when you have that brew and you take time to reflect, that's the time to chat, understand, dissect, refine, evolve. This is how that process will work. And that's why I love journal. I don't think it'll ever go away. As big as I am with technology evolving, sitting down and writing is a beautiful thing to do, and give yourself that time. It's like you're giving yourself that time to do it as well. So guys, like I said, we are going to do some Zooms, live Zooms to help you work through each module. And again, if you are ahead, it doesn't matter. Hopefully the ones we do on the module, we're going to work through it module by module. And the reason is we know then we can help really show a different perspective, give our own examples, answer any questions. But I appreciate a lot of people want to move through this course quicker, and that's fine. It just means when we come to the live, you can reassess everything. That living document will really come into fruition. It's just a beautiful thing. And hopefully this will create accountability for yourself in terms of always going back in and revisiting it. And you've got Zoom to come in and listen to and get more ideas from, or better understanding, creates that spark again, that motivation. So we're just hoping this, guys, will be a real kick for yourselves. And again, this is something that myself and Liam are working on. We've got our own goals set. I'm not a big believer in setting them for the new year. I set my goals for 2022 months ago. Do you know what I mean? Months ago. So it's a bit of continuation. The only thing that's happened over Christmas is I've just taken a little bit more time to be present with my son, which I'm glad I have done. But now we're full steam ahead as we always were, in terms of knowing what I'm after, of putting things into place. So guys, this was just really a touch-based video. We're going to start to drop dates for the next Zoom. We're going to drop additional resources, which is something we set up through the course. So as we move through, we're going to recommend books, audio clips, podcasts, things that we feel support that module itself. And remember, something you'll always hear from me is like, there's no right or wrong. So you might think, right, okay, this is really powerful, Ben, on affirmations. I've actually read this book on affirmations, or listen to this YouTube clip on affirmations, and it really resonates with me. And I'm like, perfect, what they said that you can take. Like, I've created one for BeOne, but I'm not saying that's the perfect one for you. I'm just highlighting how powerful affirmations are, because it is your self-talk. And it might not be on that, it might be something else. Look for things that start to feed your mind, create this new way. Like everything for myself, especially, it's like anything I'm listening to, watching the people surround me are just always evolving me. I've always got an open mind, but they're always in the direction that I want to head. It's really important. That's one thing I would say going forward. I don't want to say for 2022, I want to say from now. Just assess the people you've got around you, assess the things you're watching, the things you're listening to. Are they empowering you? Especially with your new focus when you're going into this course with your specific goal. Start to really become aware of the people that are around you, the things that are on your social media field, the things you are watching. Are they going to basically empower all of your limiting thoughts and beliefs from your past that have stayed with you? Or are you actually going to cut that fucking line and start to empower your new beliefs, the new way of talking to yourself that you truly want? But you can only do it yourself. If you are living with things that reaffirm the old you, the old belief system, you're stuck in that repetitive cycle. To break that, you've got to think, now, fuck that. Who do I want to be around now? What things do I want to be hearing and listening to that will empower me? And this is the transition while you're working through this course. You need to be feeding yourself with the aspects that will support the new you, the new transition, the new goal. That might mean stepping outside your comfort zone and getting around new people or trying new and different things, but that's got to be embraced. To create new memories and new neural pathways, you've got to have new experiences in life, whether that's through visualization, which is another level to this course that may come out in the future, or whether actual experience, which is predominantly the best thing if you are struggling with mental rehearsal or visualization. And that's getting into places to meet new people, to try new things, to step outside your comfort zone, to realize the fucking capabilities that you have got. So if you're setting a goal now, what app can you get around some people that have achieved it? Go and find out what they did. Can you push yourself to positions where you look back and think, fuck me, I've come far this week. I never thought I'd be able to do that. That's really given me some motivation, some drive. And that builds this momentum, and the momentum can keeps you rolling, even at times where you may hit a slump or something bad happens and you start to fucking think, I can't do this. I knew this had happened, whatever it may be. Okay. Momentum is key. And if you can surround yourself, surround your phone, because social media, the things you're watching and listening to, this is such a powerful thing. At a time in a slump, if you've just got negative shit that you're reading and watching, it's going to keep you in that hole. If you've got inspiring stuff, This is why my feed's following people that are achieving unbelievable things, not just in fitness, but in life, in business, for their mind and brain, transforming, overcoming illness, whatever it may be. It fucking inspires me on a daily basis to remind me, man, the world is possible. Anything you want is possible, but you've got to live it. You've got to live it. And to live it, you've got to listen to it. You've got to fucking read it. You've got to take it in. You've got to get around those people. So I'm hoping, guys, the BeOne community is going to grow on a basis of that. Those people that just want to succeed and thrive in whatever way that is possible. So, guys, bit of a long one, but I just wanted to kind of break in after Christmas. Definitely say Merry Christmas from myself and Liam. Thank you for the support that you've shown us this year for BeOne Mindset. Really excited about this course. We're going to be driving it out there for everyone, but anyone within the group is going to get specific support from us. So I'm not giving too much away in terms of the course, just because we want the specific videos we do on each module for the Zooms to do that. All I will say that is, if you are flying through the course, don't think, well, there's no point going back to that module in the live. I don't need it will help you gain a new perspective. Again, living document. Remember, this is a living document. So I'm going to keep going back, evaluating, readdressing, assessing, changing, transforming, and that's just evolving me. And actually, sometimes it's proud to go back and think, fuck, I was writing those answers 2 weeks ago, and look at how much they've changed already. You'll be happy, positive, driving, pumped, just because you're seeing the change already. And as soon as you start to see the change, that's you changing your self-image, which starts to change your belief of it is possible. And guess what? Then your fucking results come. And that whole transition comes to fruition. It's as simple as that. Like, when you break it down to this depth, this level of meaning, this is how true transformation is created. And not just created, but sustained. Too many people think they know their goal, and just think, and I say that because they haven't broken it down. When you think something, you don't necessarily fucking fully believe it wholeheartedly, conviction in terms of, yeah, motherfucker, I'm going to achieve this goal. So when you think it's quite airy, it's quite fluffy, you get it down and you break it through the fucking process that we've created for the first module. The first module is like a long thing in terms of just goal setting. But the reason we did it like that, so you finish thinking, motherfucker, yeah, this is exactly what I want. And I've broken it down to understand what could affect it, how to transform that into a positive affirmation already. Like, this is deep, this is big. But the meaning behind that, you can know that's the passion within me. You can hear that just by understanding. When I sit down with someone and really break down what their goal is, but I'm just questioning them all the time. So why do you want that? Why do you think you want that? If you got that, who would you be? How would that transform your life? Why do you think you've not got there before? Is there anyone that's pushing you at the minute to get this or holding you back? And all these questions, they're not there to help me. They're to help this person dissect it. So what they're left with is this solid brick that creates the fucking foundation to build off. Does that make sense? And that's where my skill as a mindset and self-development coach comes in. I'm actually asking questions to help them dissect everything, to help them break everything down so they can find the belief and they can find the value and they can find the meaning in everything that they do. Because as soon as you give someone belief, meaning, and value, the strategy you then give them is there to be fucking embodied, enjoyed, and processed in a way that they will achieve the goal. But before you create that foundation block of self fucking belief, of the way they see themselves, of the meaning they have behind the goal and why they truly fucking want it, and then the values they're going to have to live towards. Yeah, you got to live by the values you create. Your decisions will fall back on those values. So as soon as you create that foundation, anything that goes on top is going to be achieved. The strategy is going to be embodied. It becomes a beautiful process rather than a resentful and a resistance process. And that's why, again, even if someone came to me for a body shape goal now, first thing we do is strip back. We're not even fucking touching training or nutrition. We're going to understand the fucking why. Like, how you see yourself currently, why you see yourself like that, why you've not achieved before. Let's understand some of the thought processes that are going on. Let's understand some emotional triggers. It goes deep. I'm doing that for any goal. And that's that foundation that I'm talking about. So, guys, big ramble, but it's a good one. It's a positive one. And again, the course is going to be getting pushed out because I truly believe in this. And again, I know this course will evolve. I know there'll be some videos that I need to redo just because I'll get a better understanding of what's working and what isn't. That's why feedback and failure for myself isn't an end stop. It's a fucking lesson to learn from and evolve from. I was always a big believer in never having this finished, polished product. And someone helped me understand this. It's like you're waiting for a finished and polished product, Ben, but sometimes when you have that, you don't understand the best strategy to help people. And that really resonated with me because that's how I coached. I didn't coach someone to have the perfect end product straight away. I coach them to understand themselves and to learn from failures and mistakes, because that makes you become stronger, more resilient, and more intelligent. Because you made the mistake before, you are less likely to make it again. So that's the whole process that I've got with anything that I do with BeOne. It wasn't about this perfect created branded thing. It was a process, because I might change my philosophies in a year, as long as right now I understand the meaning behind it, which I truly do, and I can support people in it from a place of having gone through it myself, which I have, in a place where I've achieved success in loads of different areas, which I have. Motherfucker, that's the meaning for me right there. That's the understanding. That's the belief that I can then pass this on to others to help them do the same. So, guys, I will leave it there, because I'm going to actually put this out for anyone to listen to. So, appreciate if they're not in the group, they're probably not used to the depth of ramble that I go into. But, guys, if you're moving through this course, please do feedback to us. How are you getting on? If you're unsure or stuck, please reach out to us. Either drop into the community group again if you feel you've got the confidence to do so. That'd be appreciated. If not, reach out to myself and Liam. And we just want to help you move through and achieve goals and achieve success in whatever way, shape, or form that is, guys. That's so integral. It's you. This is your life. It's what's most important to yourself. And again, I'll finish with this: my definition of selfish. So being selfish, if it's hurting someone, yeah, it's a negative thing, man. If you're doing it to manipulate or really kind of put negativity on someone, that's a bad thing. But if you look at selfish in terms of, well, actually, I'm just looking out for myself, because I know if I can focus on myself right now, I'm going to become a better person and a more positive person. That will then influence the people that are close to me. That's when selfishness becomes important, because a lot of people don't give themselves that, but then they stay negative, or they stay in a hole where they feel they've got more ambition, but they've never gone for it because they're always worrying about other people, or not giving enough other people the time that they deserve. And one sec, what about the time you deserve? If you give yourself that time now, that dedication, that commitment, that discipline right now, that creates a new you, a more positive person that then can help the people around you. And that's a beautiful thing. So, guys, I will leave it there. Again, if you are moving through this course, please update us. Let us know how you're getting on. I'm really excited to hear as you move through. And me and Liam will be in touch to let you know the exact dates and times for the first Zoom, to make sure the guys that are on the core course are moving through it with support along the way. Guys, I hope you've had a great Christmas. Hope you're looking forward to New Year. And yeah, I'll see you all very soon. Nothing but love.